सहज योगा अ यूनिक डिस्कवरी एंड गिफ्ट टू मैनकाइंड। एक ऐसा गिफ्ट, एक ऐसी डिस्कवरी जिसने बहुत सर्वसाधारण जीवन में रहते हुए इंसान के जीवन को खुशहाल बना दिया, सभी बंधनों को, सभी उसकी मानसिक बंधनों को तोड़ते हुए उसे एक ऐसा जीवन प्रदान किया जिसमें पूरी ईमानदारी और आध्यात्मिक जीवन में रहते हुए वो सुख, सुकून और समृद्धि पाए। ना कि केवल खुद प्राप्त करे, बल्कि औरों तक जिस प्रकार एक ज्योतित दिया अन्य हजारों दियों को ज्योतित कर सकता है। आइए जानते हैं उनकी इस यात्रा के बारे में।
Hello and namaste and good morning. Welcome all of you today on this special occasion of International Yoga Day that is celebrated all over the world on 21st of June. On this special occasion, first of all, my sincere pranams and gratitude to Her Holiness Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who has been kind enough to give Sahaja Yoga to humanity for benefit of mankind. I consider her as one of the greatest spiritual scientists which the world has ever seen. And she has been a legendary spiritual leader whose work has spanned across more than 157 countries. And this length and breadth of work has hardly any comparison. I am a doctor of modern medicine. I am a consultant physician at Apollo Sugar Clinic in Navi Mumbai. I am also the professor and unit head, Department of Internal Medicine at the MGM Institute of Health Sciences, which is attached to a 1,000-bedded tertiary care hospital in Navi Mumbai. Why I tell you all this is because I want everyone to know that I am a doctor of modern medicine. But then how I came to be involved with Sahaja Yoga, and now last 20-25 years I am practicing Sahaja Yoga, and I am trying to tell common people and my patients to practice yoga and meditation, especially Sahaja Yoga and meditation for health benefits. Next 10 to 15 minutes I will try to take you through the journey of how scientific basis of Sahaja Yoga was established. It was in mid-80s. It was in mid-80s that my father, Professor Rai, who was an internationally acclaimed physiologist and great scientist and researcher, who was the head of department at Jitmar Pondicherry and at Maulana Azad Medical College for many years, and his last part of the career was at Lady Hardinge Medical College in New Delhi, happened to meet Her Holiness Sri Mataji in mid-80s, and Sri Mataji requested my father to do some scientific studies on Sahaja Yoga and to prove that it is beneficial, it has beneficial health effects, so that the common man can be benefited. My father agreed, and so started the scientific scrutiny of this new yoga which Sri Mataji was propagating around the world. In Professor Rai's lab, the first studies that were done were on stress. Now, stress is such a thing that it interests every doctor, because we know, and the American Medical Association, the AMA, says that 80 to 85% of all diseases which mankind suffers is stress related, directly or indirectly. You will be surprised to know that billions of doses of tranquilizers are prescribed each day all over the world to manage stress. Stress is 6 times more predictive of heart disease than chronic smoking or high cholesterol. And a lot of suicides in the world today are due to stress. And so in Professor Rai's lab, they wanted to see about stress. And so the first studies were done on patients who were coming to the medical OPD, and they took these patients, and 12 or 16 weeks they were taught Sahaja Yoga meditation, and changes in heart rate, blood pressure, their respiratory rate, their skin galvanic resistance, all were done. Now all these are measures of stress. Skin galvanic resistance measures the dryness of palms, means when you are stressed your palms are sweating, but so the skin galvanic resistance decreases. So when you are de-stressed, your palms are dry and your skin galvanic resistance increases. So is your heart rate, which goes up. So is your blood pressure, which goes up when you are in stress. So is your respiratory rate, which goes up. And the pioneering research in Professor Rai's lab at Lady Hardinge Medical College in the late 80s showed a very significant drop in heart rate, blood pressure, respiratory rate, a beneficial effect on the skin galvanic resistance, and this prompted them to do further work. I at that time was a postgraduate. I recently completed my post-graduation in internal medicine. I was at Gangaram Hospital, and I used to accompany my father to Her Holiness Shri Mataji when all these researches were taking place, and would hear the discussions. And then Shri Mataji told that now you do what other things, and so the other things, now to prove exactly that stress is being reduced, we wanted to see if the stress molecules are getting reduced. And so they did the other studies which they showed that adrenaline and their breakdown products, which are stress molecules, get decreased, the bad molecules, lactic acid, decreased, and so forth, so many things. So there was a conclusive evidence that stress is modulated and decreased by practice of Sahaja Yoga meditation. And when I saw those results, I was very amazed. I said, how come a person who comes to a medical OPD is asked to do 20 minutes of meditation or Sahaja Yoga meditation in a physiology department side room, and 16 weeks his BP comes low, his heart rate comes low, his stress molecules decrease. And so many studies, other studies started. And then we discussed with Shri Mataji how this happens, and she told us that there is an innate spiritual energy, which is our mother energy, situated in the sacrum bone, and there are chakras which are along our spinal canal, and when this primordial energy is activated and it rises through all these chakras and comes out to the Brahmarandha, that is the fontanelle area of the skull, and it unites with the cosmic energy. Yoga in real sense is said to have taken place only then. She told us that yoga is derived from the word yuj, which means union. And now union of what? And that is what she told us, union of your innate primordial energies with the cosmic energy, with the all-pervading cosmic energy. And so as there was no way to see this primordial energy, there was no way to view these chakras, so what we could do was to see indirect effect of activation and clearance of these chakras on the health. And so started many studies. Many other doctors who were at that time interested in Sahaja Yoga started doing researches in different parts of the world. To name a few, Ramesh started did very good work in Australia. There was Golokushain in Russia. Then there is Katia Rubia in London. Sheng Chia was earlier in US, now in London. There are some good Italian doctors who are doing it. And so different parts of the world, different. There is Morgan who has done from UK. And so over a period of 15 to 20 years, different people have contributed, different scientists have contributed to the benefits of Sahaja Yoga. To name a few, how it to name a few benefits, after this stress we wanted to see whether your sympathetic system is okay, but whether the parasympathetic system we can work. And so what happened was that there were studies which we designed at the MGM Institute of Health Sciences, and you will hear Dr. Madhur Rai, who has herself conducted a research on heart rate variability, and they have shown that even that in meditators, when they start meditating, their sympathetic system goes down and parasympathetic system comes up. And when they are compared with normal people who are not meditating and meditating, even at resting conditions, normal conditions, meditators have a low stress level than the non-meditators. So at MGM Institute of Health Sciences, Navi Mumbai, where I work and my wife, Dr. Madhur Rai, is working, we have done 2 or 3 theses on Sahaja Yoga, where postgraduate students in medicine and physiology have taken up this subject and have done a very, very detailed scrutiny. And we have shown that the bad molecules of stress, for just a few examples, like cortisol, a bad molecule of stress, that has decreased in people who do Sahaja Yoga meditation. We have shown that your stress levels decrease. We have shown that heart rate variability increases, so that you get a robust autonomic nervous system to deal with stress. And we have shown that oxidative stress goes down, bad molecules go down, and you get a positive and happy feeling in the brain. Other parts of the world where significant studies have been done are effects of Sahaja Yoga on the brain. So physiological effects I have told you. Physiological effects have been pulse, blood pressure, and bad molecules and galvanic string resistance. The psychological effects. And then there have been biochemical effects. The biochemical effects have been the decrease in cortisol levels. We have seen decrease in adrenaline breakdown products, decrease in oxidative stress, which I told you we are doing some work at MGM Institute of Health Sciences now. But the psychological effects were most interesting. So first they started to see whether anything happens in the brain, and very, very sophisticated studies on EEG done by Aftanans and Golokoshain in Siberia, in their national health, in their national laboratory of neurology, showed that not only your thought process decreases, in the sense irrelevant thinking decreases, your brain becomes better connected. They have shown this. So you are using more part of your brain. And again they have shown that your happy molecules in the brain increases. There is another study done by Ram Mishra in Canada, Dr. Ram Mishra, very senior scientist of clinical chemistry. He has shown that endorphins, which are the happy molecules, these are endorphins are the chemicals that give you happiness, they are increased in people who practice Sahaja meditation. And then they wanted to see what happens in a real life stress situation. Now this is what you do EEG studies, electroencephalograms, and you have shown that your brain is better connected, your thought process, irrelevant thoughts, which amount to worrying, which we can in layman terms say worrying, that has decreased. More positive molecules, happy molecules have increased. But if a person who does Sahaja Yoga meditation and a person who doesn't do Sahaja Yoga meditation, if both these people are exposed to a very stressful situation, will this person who's doing Sahaja Yoga fare better? So they performed this experiment, or I'll say study, a medical study, where very interesting, they put these 2 groups of people, Sahaja Yoga meditators and normal people, and they showed them a very, very stressful film. This is called Funny Games, which shows that the terrorists have entered a household and one by one they are killing the family members in front of the others. That's a very, very disturbing film. This was chosen to create stress, and then they evaluated these both these groups of people, various parameters, how they felt anger, how they felt hatred, how they were scared, how much they were anxiety, how much they were depressed. They found that both groups had a problem to deal with this kind of feeling. But the people who were doing Sahaja Yoga meditation could deal with stress better. They fared better in dealing with stress. Although they were anxious, but they were less anxious. Although they had anger, but they were less angry. So all this showed for the first time in real life scenario that people who do Sahaja Yoga meditation can deal with stress better. And again I am telling you that we are studying more and more of stress, because stress is the reason of 80 to 85% of the diseases in this modern world. The hectic lifestyle we are living with, the importance to material acquisitions and in the society, this is leading to a rat race where everyone has some kind of stress. So we could see that, and then we started seeing psychological, how the psychology of a person does. We did a big study in Mumbai, in the Sahaja Yoga Center, and we found that about 178 people from different nationalities of the world, they were given 1 week of Sahaja Yoga intensive program, and we saw that their anxieties and depression levels and stress levels all decreased even after 1 week. And not only that, we also saw that the normal out of those people who were normal and they had no psychological problem, their psychological health became more robust. So even if you are normal and you do Sahaja Yoga, your psychological health will become more robust, so that you can deal with stress better in case you are faced with certain situations. There were other studies done, and they were by these in Mumbai only by Sheng Chia, who had come all the way from Pittsburgh University to do a study in the Sahaja Yoga Health Center in Navi Mumbai, and I was a part of it as a supervisor. And this study got published in one of the most prestigious journals of complementary medicine. And it shows that anxiety and quality of life of people who practice Sahaja Yoga meditation is significantly better than the controls, means those people who don't practice Sahaja Yoga meditation. There have been a lot of studies done by Ramesh, I told you, in Australia. He has done significant work on asthma. He has shown, Professor Rai showed for the first time that asthma patients become better. Later on, he did work in Sydney, and he showed that asthma patients are benefited. Then he has showed that other medical diseases are getting benefit. He has done a lot of studies on quality of life, and he has shown that quality of life of meditators are even better than the priests of the church in Australia. The priests are supposed to be the most de-stressed people, but the Sahaja Yoga people, meditators, fare even better than the priest. And his researches have been published in big journals. Then there is Katia Rubia. She is a professor of cognitive neurology and cognitive science at King's College London. She has done some significant work. They have done a work on attention deficit syndrome with Ramesh, and they have shown that children who are attention deficit perform much better when they do Sahaja Yoga. Then recently she has done they have done a great study on neuroplasticity, and they have shown that certain important areas of the brain, they not only change in function, but they increase in size. So this is a new era where we are seeing, we always knew that the brain doesn't regenerate. It only decreases and atrophies with age. But here we are showing that if you meditate, your brain areas regenerate and your grey matter increases in size. And so it will prevent you from many age-related diseases like dementia and other things. So there are a number of other studies. I don't have that much time to go through. What I am trying to tell you is that Sahaja Yoga is a scientific discipline. As Sri Mataji put it, it's a meta-science. still humans and doctors are not able to decipher correctly or completely how it works. But it works through your innate energies, and indirectly we have seen benefits on so many diseases and so many areas. You will hear a talk of Dr. Madhur Rai, and she'll tell you so many practical examples of how she has been able to treat and what researches she has done. So I thank you all for your patient hearing, and I would just request you that if you are already doing Sahaja Yoga, then do it more and try and tell people who don't know about it. And if you're a first time listener, just go to the website of Sahaja Yoga, that is www.freemeditation.com or www.sahajyoga.org.in, and learn Sahaja Yoga. You'll know the various centers of Sahaja Yoga all over the world, in your country, in your cities. You can join them. It is free. It is non-cultic. It is every religious person can do, any age person can do. No money has to be spent. It will give you mental peace, good health, and many, many more benefits. Thank you very much.